Welcome to Learn English Road, your friendly guide to speaking English naturally, confidently, and easily. Today, we're going to take a journey through daily life. And on that journey, you'll learn useful everyday English phrases. But don't worry, we won't throw a list at you. Instead, we'll talk like friends. I'll tell you little stories, give you examples, and even warn you about common mistakes. So, let's get started. Picture this. It's morning. You wake up, stretch, and check your phone. A message pops up from a friend. Hey, how's it going? That's our first phrase. How's it going is just another way to say, how are you? You can answer, good, thanks, or not bad. But some learners try to say, it's going well, which is correct but sounds a little too formal in daily chat. Stick with, I'm good, or even, I'm okay. Easy, right? Now you head out to meet a friend for coffee. You see her waiting? You smile and say, long time no see? That's a friendly, casual way to say you haven't seen someone in a while. But be careful. Not everyone knows it's informal. Don't say it in a job interview. There you'd say, it's been a while. It's great to see you again. You sit down and chat. She asks, so, what are you up to these days? This phrase doesn't mean, what are you up to right now? It means, what's happening in your life lately? A natural reply might be, oh, just working and trying to stay busy. Some learners get confused and answer, I'm sitting here with you. Not wrong, but not what your friend meant. Then she says, let's grab a coffee. Now here's something interesting. Grab doesn't mean you'll literally grab it with your hands and run. It's just a casual way to say, let's go get something. You can say, let's grab lunch, or want to grab a bite? That just means, let's eat. Now the coffee shop is busy. She looks at her watch and says, I'm running late. It doesn't mean she's running physically. It means she's behind schedule. These little phrases, long time no see, what are you up to? Grab a coffee. Running. Late are the secret sauce of natural English. Let's fast forward a bit. You're home now, relaxing. You get a call. Hey, can you help me with something? Asking for help is an important skill in any language. You might also hear someone say, I need a hand. This doesn't mean they want your actual hand, it means they need assistance. You could say, sure, what do you need? And if someone helps you, don't just say thank you. Say, thanks a lot, or I really appreciate it. More natural. More warm. Now imagine this. Later in the day, your friend tells you she got a new job. You say, that's awesome. Not just good, but awesome. It shows excitement. Other phrases? That's amazing, or I'm so happy for you. Some learners say, I'm happy for your job. Not quite right. Better to say, I'm happy for you because we're happy for the person, not the job itself. Now, let's say your friend tells you she didn't get the apartment she wanted. You react with, oh no, that's too bad. You're showing sympathy. You can also say, I'm sorry to hear that. That's softer and more polite than just, that's bad. So now we've seen how phrases carry feeling and how choosing the right one helps you sound friendly and human. Okay, imagine it's dinner time. You walk into the kitchen and say, I'm starving. It doesn't mean you're actually starving. It just means you're very hungry. Some learners say, I'm hungry like I'm dying. But that sounds a bit dramatic. Just say, I'm starving, or I could eat a horse, which is a funny, informal phrase you might hear in movies. Later, after dinner, you're tired. You say, let's call it a day. This means, let's stop working. Let's rest. Now, you can use this after a meeting, after a long walk, or even at the end of studying. Now let's go to work. Your coworker says, I've got your back. That's a wonderful phrase. It means, I will support you. I'm here for you. Not literally touching your back, just helping when you need it. Or maybe someone says, no worries, I'll handle it. That means, don't stress. I will take care of it, but don't confuse no worries with no problem. No worries is warmer. No problem can sound a bit cold if said the wrong way. Let's talk about small talk now. You're in a new group of people. Someone asks, "What do you do?" They're asking about your job, not what you're doing at this very moment. Many learners say, "I do cooking," or "I do working." But better is, "I'm a chef," or "I work in sales." Maybe someone says, "Do you come here often?" This is small talk, maybe in a cafe or event. It's a way to start a conversation. Later, someone asks, "How was your day?" Don't just say fine. Try pretty good, thanks, or it was a bit busy, but not bad. You ask someone for their opinion. What do you think? They reply, sounds good to me. That means I agree. I like that idea. Or if they need time, they might say, let me think about it. And here's one that's useful in all areas of life. I'll get back to you. That means I'll give you an answer later. Not I will return to you, which sounds romantic. Just I'll get back to you. Let's continue with something positive. When someone shares an idea and you love it, say, that's a great idea. This simple phrase is powerful in conversations, meetings, or friendships. It encourages others and shows you're listening. Let's say it's the weekend. You call your friend to see what's going on. You say, what's going on? It's another way to ask, what's happening? Or, what are you doing? Be careful not to say, what is going? That's incorrect. Just stick with, what's going on? They reply, not much, I'm just chilling. Or, I'm just hanging out. Both mean, I'm relaxing, not doing anything special. You say, wanna hang out later? Wanna is short for want to, super casual. Native speakers use it all the time. But in writing or formal speech, say, do you want to hang out? Later that day, your friend texts, I'm on my way. This doesn't mean they're just preparing. It means they've already left and are coming. You meet up and everything's going great. But suddenly, someone drops their phone. You react, oh no, or are you okay? And then, it happens. A great phrase to comfort someone after a small mistake or accident. You help them up and they say, thanks so much. You reply, anytime. This is a friendly way to say you're welcome. Some people say, don't mention it. It's polite, natural, and shows that the help was no trouble at all. Later, someone suggests watching a movie. You say, sounds good to me. This is better than just saying okay. It shows agreement and friendliness. But what if you're unsure? You might say, I'm not sure, or maybe later. And if you need to think first, say, let me think about it. All of these help you sound thoughtful and polite, not cold or confused. Now imagine your friend tells you a funny story. You laugh and say, you're kidding, or no way. Both show surprise or disbelief, but always say them with the right tone. Otherwise, it can sound rude. Later, someone tells you they passed a difficult exam. You smile and say, I'm so proud of you. That's powerful, encouraging. A great way to lift someone up. They reply, I couldn't have done it without you. A lovely phrase meaning, I needed your help to succeed. Now here's a great moment. You're at a party. Someone says something inspiring. You want to show support, you say, fingers crossed. Fingers. That means, I hope everything goes well for you, and then you say, best of luck. Again, wishing someone success. Let's say the music's loud and you didn't hear what someone said. You say, sorry, what was that? This is more polite. Then, what? Or, huh? Which can sound rude. Or maybe someone says something shocking and you say, are you serious? This means you're surprised, sometimes in a good way, sometimes not. Now let's switch to casual exits. You finish your coffee and say, all right, I gotta go. Gotta means got to. Another casual, fast phrase. You can also say, catch you. later, or see you around. Let's go into the workplace now. You join a meeting and someone says, let's get started. Then, during the discussion, you want to give your idea. Can I jump in? That's a polite way to say you'd like to add something. Later, someone says something you agree with. I'm with you on that. That means you support their idea. But if you disagree, say, I see your point, but. This is softer than just saying no. Let's say someone's struggling. You want to help. You say, hang in there. This means, stay strong, don't give up, or you've got this, which means I believe you can do it. Later, someone compliments your idea. You smile and say, that means a lot. This shows you're thankful in a warm way, not just thank you. Then finally, when it's time to end the day, you say, take care, a gentle, loving goodbye. And just like that, you've learned real, useful, everyday English phrases. But more than that, you've seen how they work in life, in coffee shops, in conversations, in moments of joy and trouble. These phrases are how people connect, laugh, help, encourage, and now they're part of your English toolbox. So keep practicing, listen again, use 1 or 2 new phrases every day, and soon you won't even think about them. They'll just flow naturally. Thanks for joining me on Learn English Road. If this episode helped you, share it with someone learning English too. And remember, confidence in English comes one phrase at a time. Until next time, take care and speak with heart.